this is Gary with Aldan American. Today we're going to do an installation on this 70 Camaro behind me. The complaint was it felt like it was bottoming out, so we're going to put a 550-pound spring in it to support the weight of the engine because it does have a supercharger on it. And we're going to use the double adjustable front shocks, the single adjustable rear shocks. So what makes this a little bit unusual is it already has a set of aftermarket front tubular control arms. And on these A-arms, the lower shock mount is in shear, which means it has two tabs and a bolt going through and does not require the use of a T-bar. And because this car doesn't use T-bars with this style A-arm, we are also going to use bearings on the bottom along with these misalignment spacers. The width on the tabs is 1.25 inches, so these misalignment spacers will make it 1.25 inches with a 1/2 inch ID for the 1/2 inch bolt. So follow along and check us out doing this installation. So to get started, I'm going to take off the rear wheel so that I can gain access to the rear shocks. So now I'm going to install the rear shocks. So this uses a T-bar on the top just like the stock shocks did, and then we use this loop to post adapter on the bottom to go to the shock plate. So as you saw, I used the crescent wrench in order to keep the lower mount from turning. And as our starting point, what I'm going to do is go full counterclockwise on the adjuster, and then I'm going to go 4 clicks clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be my starting point for this installation. The other thing we want to do is make sure that we have the bolt going front to rear so that the natural articulation of the axle rotates on the axis of the bolt. I'm going to remove the caliper and the spindle, and this will basically make it easier to see what we're doing. So to pop my tie rod end, I used my tie rod end separator, and to do the ball joints, I'm going to use my ball joint separator. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install our shock without the spring so we can check this travel of the shock and the control arms. And in order to do that, on the double adjuster for the rebound side, I'm going to remove the knob. So what you do is take the knob completely off, and now you can get to the nuts and remove the upper bushings. And now we can install it. So from cycling our suspension to fully topped out to fully bottomed out on the bump stops, we used this much travel. So what I did to start with is I moved this little rubber bumper all the way down, and then when I compressed the shock, this is where it stopped. So that's all the travel that we actually are using for our front suspension. So now that we've assembled everything, the one final thing to do is to set our preliminary rebound and compression knobs. So what I'm going to do is set the bottom compression knob at number 3, and on our rebound knob I'm going to go full clockwise, and then I'm going to back it out 10 clicks, which will put it in the center of the adjustment range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all that's left to do now is put the wheels and tires on it, give the car a road test, and set our final ride heights. For more information about Aldan products, check us out at aldanamerican.com.